Well, today is National Homeless Persons Memorial Day. It's a day held on the longest night of the year, and it's to remember those who lost their lives before leaving homelessness. Now, spending the night in the cold weather like we're having now is just one of the struggles for those living in homelessness as they face this. Our Catherine Vaughn has more.
The Chatt Foundation is opening up its cold weather shelter tonight for those in need. It can hold up to 150 people, and for many, like those behind me, it can make all the difference between a life and death situation.
With the temperatures as low as they get, a lot of our participants, they lack clothing, blankets, any way to stay warm, especially when they sleep on the street. So we give them a place to essentially survive.
Each year, hundreds of people experiencing homelessness die from hypothermia. They're just a fraction of those who were remembered Friday night at the Chatt Foundation's Winter Solstice Memorial.
Their names are read, a bell is rang, and then we give everybody time to just kind of get together and just have one last memory of their friends and loved ones.
By providing the cold weather shelter, the Chatt Foundation is hoping to lower that number. But not everyone takes the opportunity.
I believe there are, unfortunately, some that they would just rather stay outside, take their chances. Perhaps they have a spot that they feel more safe in or more comfortable than coming into a shelter. John
Bloomquist is one of many who take the risk every night.
I prefer, for the most part, to stay out. I know how to live on the street pretty well.
Along the way, he learned how to survive the changing seasons.
Number one, I stay in a safe area. What I mean by safe area, I know what's behind me, usually two walls. All right? I always have 15 feet of roof over my head in case it rains. You don't want to be cold and wet.
He knows all too well the hardships that come with the freezing temperatures.
Try to focus on something else. You try to wait till the next day. Somehow I'm going to get to the next day.
He says he never gives up, but this week's temperatures were unbearable, and staying outside was no longer an option.
I stayed at the winter shelter last night for the first time.
The high winds and below freezing temps were no match for Bloomquist.
I hurt, and it was the damp air, and it's tough getting up, and I hurt. My bones hurt. And if you talk to older people, that really gets to you.
As the winter season progresses, temperatures are just going to drop even more. This is troubling news for those experiencing homelessness.
It's life or death, honestly.
I'm Catherine Vaughn, Local 3 News.